Hello and welcome. In this video series, you're going to learn how to use EasyCUBE PRO. So let's start from the basics. The first thing you'll want to do is, of course, open a new project, which are called Easy Projects. So you'll want to go and open and select a folder which has this following extension. So CVDIR. Once you select your project, in this case I've already loaded this model, let's start to see some various options you have available. So click on options. The first thing you can do is, of course, change the background. So you can either select a flat color like a dark gray like this, or you can also put in a temporary image like you can either use the webcam or you can choose a photo from your picture folder or wherever location you have, and you go and apply photo. Every time you change the background with the picture, you'll see that the viewport will resize based on the dimensions of the picture you're currently using. So the picture won't be cropped, you'll have the same dimensions of the picture you choose. You can also choose the color of the bounding box. So if I choose red, let's say, for example, first thing I'll need to activate the bounding box, and to do so I'll go here and I'll activate it. But right now it's not necessary, so I'll hide it again. And here you can see various parameters used for the visualization style. So we'll see this later in another dedicated tutorial where we're going to see how to visualize models. And we'll use the same model, by the way. Let's see other options we have here. So the first thing, I'm going to temporarily switch off the texture. You have the face transparency, by the way. I'm going to disable it right now. You have this thing called show off. So what does show off do? Let's say you have this model and you want to isolate this basement. So of course you're going to select it and you're going to go and isolate. This is the only thing you're going to see in the viewport. But if you switch this to yes, you're also going to see the rest of the model. You can also choose a color, and of course by going on the face transparency, you'll have this kind of effect. So you'll see the basement, but you also see the rest of the model. And this is very nice to do if you need to create something creative like I just did in a few seconds. Or it may be useful just for you to have an idea of how the rest of the model is. In this case, I'm going to go back on no, and I'm going to take off the face transparency. You can also choose here the various motion speeds. So the zoom of the button, the mouse zoom, the pan, and the orbit. And this will, of course, change the way you move throughout the model. Let's switch on the entire model. And also set the luminosity of the model itself. I'm going to let it on 10. And here you have some general options, so you can select the dimension of the toolbar here. I like to keep it on this dimension. You can choose the language, which is of course English or Italian. Whenever you switch language, you have to restart the software. And finally, you have the printed unit, which can be set by here, for example, meters. So these are the various options, and in the next videos you're going to see how it's possible to use all of these functionalities.